But the more beautiful part is the system prompt, which, let me tell you something, this one is deep, deep, deep. And no, we don't want to do this, and you should do that for us. Hey guys, in today's video we are going to try to make our own Devin, but without the empty promises and without the 500 euro a month that you have to pay the subscription there. What we're trying to make is working with the Cloud 3.5 Sonnet in our local machine, but quite more powerful and next level. Okay, you know by now probably that Cloud 3.5 Sonnet is the best LLM for coding. Okay, but we want to give him tools. Okay, we want to give him a little bit more power. How we can do this? Well, you can download the desktop app. Okay, and then we can use something called model context protocol, which is created from the developers of Cloud, and they release it as open source. Okay, and actually it's creating a mini servers that they can communicate with the client. In our case, is going to be the LLM can use these mini servers as a tools.
Yes, but how?
So first of all, we have to go in the Cloud download page, and then we have to download according to the OS that we use. In my case, it's going to be a Mac OS. After you finish with the installation, if everything was go correctly, we should find the configuration file where we're going to put the MCP servers. To find the configuration file, you should navigate to library. Then let me see. Then you go in the application spot, right? And inside you go to Cloud app, right? And if you inside in your Cloud app, let me see here. As you can see, that's the configuration file that we need to modify. So you can put. In my case, I'm using a Visual Studio Code, and there we have. So the next thing that we going to do is that we have to pick the services, we have to pick the MCP that we want for our Cloud Desktop client. Okay, in our case, we're going to use the file system because we want to manipulate the files in our system, and then we're going to use a Puppeteer because with the Puppeteer we can test. Well, actually, the Cloud Desktop app can test, the code that is producing, and then we're going to pick a memory as well. The memory is going to be very helpful because first of all, we try to make this work in the free subscription plan. Okay, it means that the context window is going to be much smaller than if you're paying for subscription. Okay, so what we try to do with the memory is that when we are deep in the work and we have some, decision taking with the LLM, we want that he is going to save this in the memory because the next chat that we start, we not start from scratch and we not start from zero. Okay, we can ask the chat to have a look inside in the memory and just pick the memory from where we left the project. Okay, again, file system, memory, and then we're going to use a Puppeteer as well. Okay, so this one here, it's the GitHub for the file system. He has explained what kind of method is exactly. It's not, we don't have this method. That's the methods that the desktop client is going to use. Okay, but here they are describing, in details how you can use it. And then the more important part for us, it's that one here. What's happening there? You have the option to install with the Docker, which it's not bad option. It's going to be much more safe for your system. But in our case, because it's more quickly, we're going to use with the npx. Means that this configuration is going inside in the configuration file that I just show you here, for example. Okay, let's going to give a correct space here. Okay, and then let's going to talk about what's happening here. That's the command that's going to be execute once when the desktop client app start. Okay, so it's going to execute this command in, picking, downloading this package, and then this one is going to be like options in our command. In this case, the option explain in which directory we give a permission of Cloud to work. Okay, in that case, it's going to be a Alex, right? And then it's not going to be a desktop because in the desktop, I think, I don't figure it out because it was just quick preparation for this tutorial, but I found that you need some permission. You need to give a permission. So for the moment, we're not going to do nothing here. I just create a folder for the tutorial. So we need to say explicitly where we want that our file system can work from here. And any folder that we create inside, the file system is okay to work there. Okay, so we have the file system, then that's the memory. Let's go to see the npx for the memory. We just save this here. The memory doesn't have so much configuration. Doesn't have any configuration like the previous package was having. Now I think that that's not correct, so we just need this part here. Okay, there we are. And then okay, and then let's continue and let's see what we need more. Here we have the puppeteer, and the puppeteer we need as well the piece of code that is just for the configuration, so it means that that's just this one here. Okay, and let me see, here's everything correct. And now what we do next is that we continue installing our personal servers. So for the purpose of this video, I create two MCP servers. One, it's the terminal use, okay, and the other one is the replicate MCP server, right? The terminal use, it's going to help us to execute commands like if we want to make a yarn, if we want to make yarn add and some package that we need in our project, and commands in this matter, right? We have as well the EOS, we have the MAK and dir, so we can create a directory. You know what I mean by that. And the package that I create here have some limitation in the command use because for safety reason, we cannot give a permission to make any commands, okay? And it's going to be very similar configuration that we need to specify exactly where is the directory, okay? Let me explain you how we can do that. First of all, we're going to copy the repository. Then we're going to navigate into, let's go to say the MCP, and then we say tutorial, right? First of all, we're going to clone, that's the terminal, and then git clone, and then we just can copy the replicate from here. Okay. Right. Now let's start from the terminal first. We cd into the MC terminal. It's going to open with the Visual Studio Code so we can have a look inside. First of all, we have to install the dependency that I have. So we just simple yarn, it's going to install everything, and then we have to build the project. The important part here is that that's the index that's going to start our service. So what you can do is that just copy the path, and then we go in our configuration, and under the terminal here, we're going to say that that's the part of the initialization of our server. Means that once when the client starts, it's going to execute node and then this index here. And now here we have to say, we have to give a permission of directory to use, right? So we're going to do this same like we're using for the file system. Okay, it's not going to be different here. And we save it. Now let's go to set up the replicate. We can close this, and then for replicate, let's go to see the configuration. There we go. So we just copy that part. Okay. And in few steps, we are going to be ready. In the replicate, you have to do absolutely same. So let's go back and then cd into the service, and we say yarn just install the dependency. Okay. Actually, I don't need to do the yarn build. So because we have already the file here, let's go to copy the full path. We can close here and we can put it in the argument. So now here, what you can put in the environment variable is that you have to put the API key, because when we're going to make a calls to replicate, we need the API key. And as again, replicate, you need to create your account, right? You need to create your account. You need to put the billing details. And once when you're done, you can get the API key and you just put here. And from here, we can start and we can go to the next level and next step. Now that we are done with the setup and setting and preparing everything to work, let's go to test our newly created assistant with the Claude Desktop app. And now I have to be honest with you that first of all, the idea of this tutorial was that I can make it with the free version, and I failed miserably. Why? Because the tools was working. We have the same tools like we have now just in the moment, okay? That we have the context windows so low that we cannot do absolutely nothing, and when it's taking our command and starting to write code, everything is fall apart, right? So what I have to do to finish, the tutorial and show you how it's work, I have to make the subscription. Well, I have the subscription already, but I have to use the account with the subscription here, so I can show you how exactly it's working. The setup that we just make. Okay, the setup is completely same. The folders are same. Okay, but we just go to the paid plan because we need more context window, just to make sure that we can work freely. Okay, so here the important part is that we make this inside a project, and project you only can get under the paid version of Cloud. Okay, so what's the fun part of project? Any project can get a knowledge from here. Okay, so you can add a knowledge from the project, but the more beautiful part is the system prompt. Okay, so if you go in the system prompt, we have some instruction here, which let me tell you something, this one is deep, right? We have we have so many instruction and good instruction that our assistant is going to be, capable of understanding a little bit what's happening around that. Okay. Now we don't have time to read absolutely everything. He is just explaining how to use the tools. Is giving you an example. The examples for the systems prompts are very important, because the example means that, the LLM have some examples to work with. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that this one is going to be in the description and GitHub repository or something like this, because it's quite extends system prompt. So I can pass you this, and you can modify and you can make it in your way and how you like it. As you can see that we have very specific things around there, but yeah. So with this out of the way, let's go to start testing our project. Let's go to found the design, and then we try to just in the base of the image of the design, we try to create Vue.js using a Vite or whatever you say. Okay, we try to create a page with this. Okay, so let's go to found first some design that we can use it. Let's go in web design, for example, and look for something simple that we just can test the we can showcase the ability of our assistant. For example, this design here is look clean. It's not look so easy, but hey, let's trust our assistant and let's see what he can make it, right? So we just get the design and we're going to say can. Okay, so we just give an instruction that, we want this design. It's just simple instruction here that we want this design to be represented in code. In this case, we want with the Vue 3 with Vite, TS TypeScript we want, and Tailwind, which it's not exactly how you spell it, but anyway, he going to understand it, and that's the best part of the LLM. And then if he need, just generate some images, because we see that we have an image here, so just generate images and just paste the link here, because we do a prototype. Okay, so let's see how is going with this stuff. Probably is going to struggle with yeah. Now for the moment it's just creating for us, like, it's going to tell us, well, you can create it and just give us the instruction, but we don't want the instruction actually. Okay, so we say no, you are going to okay, okay, so dispose, or I don't know how to spell it, but anyway, let's try it. We just say that no, we don't want to do this, and you should do that for us. Okay, so now he is starting using some tools. It's listing directory, it's going to find which directory he can use. Then we say, okay, in this directory you can create, the folder. Then from the folder, he is going to use the terminal just to navigate for this directory, which is beautiful. Then it's apologize because it's found some error. Then it's try to fix the error. Then from here, it's going to execute again a commands in the terminal. He is apologizing again because probably is finding some problem, but he has figured it out how to fix it. Then it's going to create some. Okay, now it's creating, it looks like it's creating the folder again, but I don't know what's happening here. Actually, you can see the log here, and you have to give a permission to create the file. Actually it's creating the package.json, and after that it's going to make it probably a terminal command to install it. Now here still creating the configuration file with the vite.config.ts. Okay, then here, what he is doing here is creating the Tailwind configuration, which is amazing, and then it's pasting some configuration for the post CSS. And here stop, because sometimes we manage to get in the end of the limit in the single message, so you just can say continue. Okay, and he is going to continue with the generation of the rest of the code. Okay, so just we give him a second here. After a while is finished with everything, it's going to give us the explication how we can start the project, and let's go to open in Visual Studio Code, and let's go to have a look. Here in the component we have the hero section, we have how it's work and navigation bar as well. We have the application with everything inside, and everything is look perfect. So let's go to test and see that it's working. First of all, let's go to install the dependency. In this case, this case is going to be the Tailwind, but it's going to be everything that he has created for us in the package.json file. Let's go to have a look there. Then we have the TypeScript, Vite. Then we have well, this one is coming actually with the template that we start. Then the Tailwind and post CSS, and now the prefix. Perfect. Let's go to see dev, and let's go to open our development server to see that. There we go. We have an error. So when we get error like this, what we do is that we just copy the error and go and paste it here, and he is going to try to fix for us. Okay, and now we can test as well the Puppeteer how it's working. Well, it's not actually it's not doing very good job, but anyway, let's go and say that the hero section we want that he is changing for us. Okay, so he is doing the job for us. Okay, we have to say that he has to continue. I think that's going to get a wow. Something that I don't like it, and probably in the future version I'm trying to improve the system prompt is that it's creating the files from zero. Let's go to say that he have to change only one class name, and it's going to create all the file from zero, and that's not optimized. Why it's not very optimal? Because you're losing, tokens from this, and you can use set, you can use a command, a Linux command, to change the line, the exact line that you want, but again, it's not so easy. Okay, so he say that it's done, and there we go. We have some. As you can see here, that we have some design, and it's look amazing, and it's actually it's not so bad. And as you can see that actually, let's go to say, can you look for me the project in let's go and say here, okay, for example. So he is going to navigate with the puppeteer. There we go. I hope so that he understands that he can open it. Yeah, I think so. There we go. He's going to have a look. Probably now is going to make some changes, because probably he alone is going to find that it's not the same, like we want. But anyway, now with the puppeteer, he can, navigate as well, and that's amazing. That's amazing. And now he's doing some changes in the style. Like I said, he just found that, the design is not looking like it's supposed to look, so he is making some changes in the design. And probably then it's going to look again with the puppeteer. It's going to see how, how the new changes look, and then it's going to continue make changes. You have to stop it in one place, because otherwise you're going to spend the limit that you have. Okay, he is saying that we have to install something. Let's go to close here and see that there is some changes or not. I think so that we don't need to install nothing more, but anyway. Oh, that's not good. We have an error. So what we can do is that, again, you just copy all the error and you paste it, and he is going to try to fix it. There we go. Again, from what I see, and now I have to tell you that I never use Devin, but from what I see, you have to do very similar stuff with the Devin. It's not one-shot task that is making absolutely everything for you. So you have to work hand by hand. It's like a meet developer who needs your help. Okay, but anyway, here's something similar, as you can see. Now he is saying that we have to install something. I'm not very sure that we need to install something, but anyway, let's go to see the changes. Everything look fine and everything looks same, and probably he has fixed some errors. So yeah. Anyway, we're going to stop here, and as you can see that we can make our Claude Desktop app quite more smart and useful, and we can use it quite efficiently with the coding assistant and making some a basic stuff and starting some basic projects for us, which is amazing that we don't need to do it. And I hope so that this video was helpful for you, and I hope so that we see you very soon. Bye.